And good morning to all of our great clients and prospects. Thanks for watching Mondays, or we call Mornings with Mike. We appreciate your attendance. In the business that I'm involved in, we do as a company in the United States and Canada about 38 to 40 3- and 4-day events a year. I'm very lucky. I do a production retreat in January. I do 2 management retreats in April and May, East and West. I do a big mini retreat in Toronto in April, which is really a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that one for years. We do the big superstar retreat this year at the end of July, 1st of August in Las Vegas. So I have the good fortune of having really good big audiences to talk to. And at our production retreat, which some of you attended in January in San Diego, I asked the audience to submit questions. And one of the questions that came up was one that I want to use today and chat with you about, because I think it's a very important question. You know, we know that the turnover in real estate is too high. And the turnover in real estate, my standard joke is, the turnover is not created by the excessive income that agents are experiencing. The turnover comes from the fact that too many agents just can't find a way to figure out how to take a listing and make a sale. And that's tragic. It's too bad. And there's 100 reasons why. I'm not going to get into that. But I will say to you that one of the biggest challenges we face in the future of real estate is finding a way to get people into the business a little more successful, a little faster, to cut down on that turnover that takes place, because it virtually does really hurt a lot of people's lives when they get excited, spend the time, the money, the energy to get into the business, and 6 months later are gone with no income. So this question that came up in our production retreat in January from a gal named Sue Wall. There's 2 Sues down in Cincinnati, Ohio, that are great clients of ours. And she submitted a question that I want to look at with all of you. Sue and Sue are very experienced veterans, very big producers in the Cincinnati market. Mike, what is the biggest change you've seen in the industry over the last 40 plus years you've been doing this kind of work? When I looked at the question and I saw the words 40 plus years, I said, I wonder who Sue's referring to. It couldn't be me. I couldn't be doing this that long. That's impossible. Well, the truth is, in, about 3 or 4 months, it'll be 42 years. And I've seen a lot of changes. And I've listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I want to share with you guys and gals today, because these changes have very positive effects and in some cases no effect on anything we do. But this is my voice on the changes we've seen. And I think it's something that each of us, whether you're a brand new licensee, a low producer, a big producer, a veteran, you need to be aware of. So the first change that I see is the use of technology. And of course, the MO on Mike Ferry is he doesn't believe in technology. Well, because I'm not going to tell you to text and Twitter and tweet and all the nonsense in social media that people believe so strongly. And why? It's called social media. I've said this before. It's not called business media. It's not called production media. It's not called sales media. It's not called income media. It's social media. Yes, it is one of 61 ways to get business in real estate. But technology today, everybody wants to make it the magic answer, magic formula. You know, it's going to be the slap on the head that changes your life. I don't believe that. Technology is great. We have millions of dollars in my company invested in technology. Keeping track of things, keeping track of people, keeping track of situations, access to information, speed to get information back. Technology is vital. I have an iPad, I have an iPhone. They bring lots of information. If I want it, if I need it, I can get it very quickly. So technology. The downside of technology is too many people think that without technology they can't succeed. And that's too bad, because, see, we're in the people business. We're in the communication business. We have to talk to people all the time. We have to communicate. And if you're communicating through texting or tweeting, you don't have that human contact. You don't have that eye to eye, that voice to voice. You don't have that sound that allows you to move forward in a conversation. Technology is a big thing in every industry, not just real estate. Second, the biggest change I've seen is the division among productivity. We had for many, many years, we had a small group of new licensees coming into the business, a large group of middle income producers, and a small group of top producers. I don't see that anymore. I think, Sue, the biggest change I've seen, we've kind of divided the business. And now we have a little larger group of top producers and a mass of low and non-producers in real estate today. They're struggling all the time. Now, the good news for Sue and a lot of our clients, that's your competition. I mean, you can beat them every single day of the week. Why? Because they don't have the experience, the knowledge, the power, the skills that you folks have. If you're watching Mike Ferry TV, if you're going to our seminars, our retreats, if you're involved in our products and services and coaching, you have a skill base which is critical to long-term productivity. Well, the division of production today, and it's a terrible thing to say, but I have to say it, winners hang out with winners, losers hang out with losers, top producers hang out with top producers, low producers hang out with low producers. You got to separate yourself. It's the biggest change I see in real estate, is walking away from that mass of people that aren't doing much and emulating what the people that are most productive do. Biggest change is it used to be low, medium, and high. Now it's high and the rest. The third change I've seen, the overtraining in our industry and the undertraining. I mean, you can go online today. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of real estate speaker, trainers, and coaches. Everybody that's in real estate today that has given a speech in front of the office for 5 minutes now puts speaker and coach next to their name. I'm on LinkedIn. I have, 28 or 30,000 connections on LinkedIn. And it's so fascinating to me because every person on LinkedIn is a speaker coach. I don't get it. Is there really that much training available to us? And the answer is yes. There's thousands of seminars and workshops and all these magic formulas and magic pills and this magic wand and touch you on the head. Well, the truth is it's not good training. Why? Because the productivity is not improving. If you look at most companies, if they can get 4 or 5 deals a year out of an agent, they're doing handstands. We have companies where the per person productivity is 10, 12, 15, 18 transactions per year. Those people are being trained on how to sell. So, Sue, the biggest change I see next to technology and division of production is the underwhelming training that's out there today. I mean, really, do you really think that holding an open house every weekend is going to magically transform your life into high productivity? Do you really think passing out little pumpkins into your farm is going to magically make you better? But see, that's too much of the training. We're overtrained, undertrained simultaneously. The fourth big change I've seen is the use of coaching. And I just said, everybody thinks they're a coach today. Sabrina and I had a beautiful home in Hawaii. And I'm talking to a neighbor one day, and I said, what do you do for work? He said, I'm a psychiatrist. I said, well, that's interesting work. I said, you must find it fascinating. He said, well, actually, we're no longer psychiatrists. I said, well, what do you do? He said, I'm a life coach. I said, what does that mean? He said, well, the psychologist has somewhat of a negative connotation. You know, people say, they don't want to admit to their friends they're going to a psychiatrist. Oh, what's the matter with you? Are you crazy or what? Well, so they call themselves now life coaches. Everybody's a coach, okay? So I've seen this use of coaching. We started the real estate coaching industry in the late 1980s. Everybody says they are the founder of real estate coaching. You're looking at the founder of real estate coaching. It had not been done. Now, yes, consulting work. I did consulting work for companies. But watch, coaching, one-on-one, you and I, face-to-face, phone-to-phone, on a weekly basis, teaching, learning, answering questions, raising standards, raising the limitations, pulling the glass ceiling away. This is the coaching process. It's a hard business for both the coaches and for the coachees. Why? Because it revolves around changing sales behaviors. And so what I've discovered is most people don't want to change your behavior. The two Sues are willing to change your behavior. That's why your production is so high. So the fourth change I've seen is the use of coaching. And then the fifth change has really been interesting, and that is the wide variety of models being used in real estate. You know, you go back 10, 15, 20 years ago, you worked for a traditional real estate company, you were on a split of some kind. And then with the emergence of two companies, Realty Executives and RE/MAX, it changed the face of real estate worldwide. And both of these companies said, listen, if you're really going to be a top producer, work for us. Because real estate, we can maximize, RE/MAX your commission. Realty Executives become an executive, okay? In both cases, they changed the model that was used. And it was a big blow to tradition. Well, today, there must be, 10, 15 different models? You have the CAP programs, okay, very common, We did some work for a company in the South. The cap was like $3,000 a year. We have companies where the cap is $30,000 a year, okay, in companies. And everything in between, 15, 20, 20, 18, 17, 5. You have, of course, today the transaction fee companies. It's $50 a month and $300 per transaction. Well, see, today you have more choices than ever before. And you have to look beyond the fee and the commission at the services they can provide, if there are any services provided, to help you become more productive. Because, see, the truth is, a real estate brokerage firm, the broker owner, the client is the agent. The agent's client is the buyer or seller. All right? So the agent has to give service to the buyer or seller to get them to sign a contract and work with them. The broker has to provide some service. Now, if they don't provide service and it's just strictly put your license here, sell a home, pay me $400, that's fine, as long as the agent understands that is the extent. If that broker can offer other services, that's even better yet. As an agent, you have to know what services each of these different models offer before you make a decision. Now, people ask me all the time, should I change companies? We have a standard answer, no. Stay where you are. Take advantage of the time you've been with that company, unless something really radical and unusual takes place. So the fifth change is the wide variety of models. I want all of you to think about this. Technology doesn't mean anything. Division of production doesn't mean anything. Overtraining, undertraining doesn't mean anything. The use of coaching doesn't mean anything. And the model doesn't mean anything if you're not up every day doing your job at the highest level. Managing your time, prospecting, doing lead follow-up, pre-qualifying your clients, making strong presentations, handling objections, getting a contract signed, negotiating, and then starting over the next day. You do those things. It doesn't matter what the model is, what the technology is. It doesn't matter anything, because you're going to be a productive, long-term, successful agent like Sue is and her partner Sue is. So thank you for today. Keep watching Mike Ferry TV. We have it for you every week. It's available. It's online. You're looking at it today. Don't stop. We'll look forward to talking to you again next week through Mike Ferry TV. Thanks for today.